Welcome back to my channel, friends. This side Sonia here from Growing Craft, and I'm super happy again to share this video tutorial with you all. So here I have a beautiful MDF base on which I have worked, and I absolutely loved working on it. So this is still wet because I have just finished the shooting of this video. So I wanted to show you how I have created this beautiful nameplate. So what you need to just add is the name here, and it's done and it's ready, and this looks absolutely gorgeous. So let's get started, and I'm hoping that you will like this video. So this is the MDF base on which I will be working now. This has a big base on the top and three cute little mason jars at the bottom to hang. Now to prep up my base, I am here using my white color gesso. I'm adding a little water to it because this is a heavy gesso which I'm using, and the base is so smooth that I don't need too much of gesso on my base. Now with a flat brush, I am going to spread my gesso completely on my base, and I'm going to make sure that I do it very evenly because we have to use so many mediums on the top of it and create a beautiful piece of art. Now as and when required, this video will be in a very speed motion, so please bear with that. And yes, because this is going to be a very longer video, so you will have to stay tuned and check the video till end. Why? Because we are going to use so many techniques in this. Now even on my mason jars, I'm going to cover them up. Why? Because we are going to use decoupage napkins on the top of it, and this I have already mentioned on my previous videos also, that whenever you are using your decoupage napkins, it highly prefer to have a complete white base. It pops out your colors really well. Now this is one of my older napkin, and this was the only portion which was left, and this is so precious to me because I absolutely loved this one. Now with my paintbrush technique, I am trying to remove all the designs from my decoupage napkin which I am going to use. Now this has 4 cute little birds, and I have decided that I am going to use all the 4 of them in this nameplate, as you have seen at the starting of the video. Now this technique is something which I really love because this makes your work much more easier, and this gives such a natural look to your project that you can't even realize that it was something which was cut from a napkin design. If you are not very good with the fussy cutting work, then this techniques really help. If you are very good with fussy cutting work, then you can try that also. Now as I have removed all the cute little birds here, I am going to use my heat gun to dry this up. Why this is important? Because whenever we use wet brush on our napkins, of course they absorb it a lot and they become so delicate. So this is such a good idea to remove all the excessive water from your napkins, and yes, this also helps in removing all the plies for your napkins. Now whenever you are using a decoupage napkin, you need to make sure that you remove all the plies. So this is just an incident that when I started doing decoupage art, I was not knowing anything. I had not even seen any videos, and I wanted to try it out, and when I did it, I did not remove the plies, and then later on I realized that there was something mistake which I was doing. So yeah, so please do remove your plies before starting your work. Now here what I'm having is a matte finish Mod Podge, and I'm going to apply this on my base, and then I'm going to stick my napkin. Now if you're a beginner, it might be a little difficult, so what you can do is you can take up a plastic sheet, and with the help of that you can stick your napkins and remove all the wrinkles and bubbles out there. For these kind of sticking techniques, even the sponge dauber also works perfectly. I have tried that and it works every time for me. But even the flat brush techniques also work for me. What I do is I apply my Mod Podge, I stick my napkin, and with the same brush, when there is very less of the Mod Podge or the decoupage glue, I just stick it well to my base, and I try to remove the wrinkles with that. Now sticking all the papers on the sides of my mason jar also, as it is going to hang. So yes, the sides are also going to be visible. Now once I'm done with my sticking work, I am going to use my hot gun to dry this out completely, and this is really important to dry all your layers without fail. Now I need to do my varnish to seal this up. Why I need to seal this up? Because we are going to play around with different mediums, so you need to make sure that your napkin should not absorb any of the excessive colors. Once you have put up the varnish, you will have to make sure that you let it dry for a good 30-40 minutes, and then you move on to the next step. Now for the next step, I have taken up a chalk paint, and this is a teal color chalk paint, and I have added a water to it. This is one of my favorite techniques to blend the colors and to have a very nice and natural effect to it. Now I just felt later on that maybe I could have added a darker shade, but even this shade also looked fine to me while working out. So yes, with the same brush, I am trying to spread my colors really well. You can add water as and when required. Do not add too much of water. Do not add too less water, so that the smudging of your colors become difficult. Now once I'm done with this mason jar thing, then I'm going to let this dry completely, because this is very important. Your layers and your color should dry out very well before you move on to the next step. Now it's time for our bigger piece to take some nice beautiful shades and color. So here is the leftover piece of my napkin. So what I have decided is that I'm not going to take out too much of the napkins, just this bigger border, and I'm going to use this on my board. So as you can see that through this video, you can realize that you do not have to use only the bigger pieces or the chunks of your napkins. Even the leftover pieces, the smaller borders, the corners, the cute little pieces are something which you can always use and plan out and create something beautiful out of that. So ideally, when we say decoupage napkins, with one napkin, I usually try to create 4 to 5 projects, so that I have variations to show to you all, and I can show you that how with just one napkin we can create so many beautiful artworks. Now I know this is how I have to stick this, so I'm going to apply my matte finish Mod Podge. If you don't have a matte finish Mod Podge, you can even try using acrylic matte medium. That also works beautifully for decoupage artwork. Otherwise, I have also done up a video on how to make your own decoupage glue, your gesso, your chalk paints, and I'm sure you are going to like that video. I am going to post all the supplies link and the video links in the description box. Do check that. And yes, if you like this video, then you please do let me know in the comment section below. If you have any feedback, then please do let me know that too. Now sticking this is really fun. I absolutely love this transformation from your raw base to having a gesso, and then having your decoupage colors and the shades, and then playing around with the mediums. It's always exciting. Now here I'm almost done. I'm just going to stick the sides of my napkin. This is just to make sure that when you see your the decorative piece from the sides, they look like a one piece of art. I just like covering the sides of my panels. Now again, using my heat gun to dry this up, and then we will be moving on the step to seal this napkin, which we had done on our mason jar too. This is one of a very important step, and yes, I prefer to use my varnish. If you don't have a varnish, you can use your Mod Podge also, but Mod Podge gives a little thicker layer, so that's the reason I love using my Asian Paint varnish. Of course, the supplies link have been mentioned in the description box too. Now again, I need to use my heat gun. So yeah, usually if you are doing one of the steps, you need to wait for at least half an hour, 1 hour or 2 hours, depending on the what mediums you are using. So with a heat gun, it actually saves so much of time. So now I know this video is of approximately like 25-26 minutes or something like that, but it actually took me 1.5 hours to make this art piece. Yes, you heard me right. It took me almost 1.5 hours. So what you are seeing in this video is just a small chunk of that, not in the like the step wise, but the speed wise. Yes. Now I'm repeating the same technique of a color blending on my base also. Now here I chose to use the blue color only, the same color which we have used in for the mason jar. But if you want, you can play around with the different colors. You can use spray colors, you can use acrylic colors, and the shade wise you can choose anything you want. Like I even felt that having a yellow color would have been a very great idea, but like I said, I wanted to make something in teal blue shade. That's the reason I opted for this one. But if you want, you can always play around with different shades and have 2-3 shades in this. Now, one of the very important things that whenever you are doing your color blending technique, you need to make sure that wherever the napkin and your colors are mixing up, the end edge of your napkin and your colors, there the colors should match perfectly. So on those areas, I'm going to use my chalk paints as it is on my napkins also. This is going to make sure that it looks like more of a one piece of art. Of course, there is going to be some difference, but do not worry, because we are going to play around with other mediums, and as you have seen already in the starting of the video, that you will not even make out that this was a decoupage napkin which was sticked on your base. So by this time everything has dried out, and this is one of the very fun part to add your nice elements and backgrounds to it. So here I am using my another shade of chalk paint. I am using my stencil brush, and I am using a beautiful stencil, and I am going to just give a very tinge of effect on my mason jars, and I'm going to repeat the same on my base too. So yes, you need to make sure that whenever you are doing these steps, you are a little careful. Do not overdo your stencil work. Do not underdo your stencil work. Otherwise it will look incomplete, or it will look too much of work. I'm just playing around with the shade of cream color, and I'm using this stencil, the floral pattern, and this looks absolutely gorgeous here.
À deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Que j'ai presque pu le goûter.
Now I wanted to add a tinge of green, because the birds, the floral patterns, they are always incomplete about the green shade. And what I am using is my script stencil, and I will be using the green color chalk paint to create a beautiful contrast color on my background. Now here this actually did not work out the way I wanted it, but it's okay, it's absolutely fine, because when I saw the final product, I actually loved the very fine shading of the green color, the stencil work on my base. Yes, of course, I will be repeating the same process on my mason jars too.
À deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer.
Here what I have is a beautiful jute twine. This is actually a very thicker one which has a beautiful knot in that, and I'm going to have 3 pieces for this. Now I'm using this jute rope for hanging. If you want, you can use any of your ribbons, you can even use your metal chains, and they are going to look fab. Now with the help of a scissor, I'll just try to poke this inside. Make sure that it goes really well, and I'm just going to put this on my all the mason jars and my main board. Now adding beautiful paper flowers is something which I love using on my welcome boards and nameplates. So here I am just trying to arrange and see that how my flowers are going to look and how do I play around with it. Now when it comes to choosing your shades of your flowers, here what I have chosen is the pink and the greens, Why? Because this goes really well with my shabby chic kind of theme and the subtle and the sober colors of my chalk paints and my decoupage napkin and my stencil work. So yeah, that's the reason I have chosen the pink and green. If you want, you can have the complete contrast colors and they are going to look so beautiful too. Now with my liquid adhesive, I am going to stick this, and yes, you need to apply your liquid adhesive so generously because this is something which holds your project and it should be there for a very longer time. So that's the reason I'm applying my liquid adhesive generously, and you need to let it settle down for a very good amount of time so that it dries out well. So as my flowers are drying, it's time to add some more shades here. So I have taken the same blue shade and I will be adding the same pink shade which we have used in this project. And I'm just going to create a nice border and a nice darker edges to my mason jars. And as you can see in the videos itself that once I start adding my borders to it, it looks absolutely complete and gives us such a nice finishing to my project. I will be doing this finishing work with my chalk paints, the pink and the blue shade and the green shade on all the mason jars and all the hanging pots what I have.
À deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer. Le bonheur est passé à deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles.
Now we need to attach our jute twine. Why we had not attached it earlier? Because I was just waiting for to finish with my coloring work, so that in case just if I need to detach them and use them, it would have been easier, and no worries, now we can attach it. So now for attaching this, I am using my tacky tape. Now this works absolutely fine for me and I have been using this technique for a very longer time. Take a small piece of your tacky tape, attach both the twines really well, and once you are done with this, then just apply a talcum powder on the outer side of your tape and it is not going to stick to your wall at all. And this also lasts very longer, and taking this out is always an easier part rather than having the knots on both the ends, and this also helps in balancing out your hangings really well. So yes, like this I have hanged all my 3 mason jars to my base like this, and they look absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Now the final thing is to add my varnish to it, and here is a very important tip that please do add your varnishes to your base and even to your embellishments too. Why? Because it really helps in their long lasting. So yes, with this my video tutorial is done. I really hope that you all enjoyed this video, sharing few more pictures at the end, and yes, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you do not miss any update. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.